Hey everyone, What If Fan here, bringing you another exciting part of What If creating the strongest Straw Hat crew by reading manga. You can find the fanfic title and the original author's name on my Patreon page. Make sure to check it out and show them some love. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Quick update. The series What If Transmigrated and taking over Ichigo's body is now on hold, since we've caught up with the author. Along with that, the series What If Becoming a Mangaka in One Piece World, 2 parts, will also be going on hold soon, since we've nearly caught up with the author. So now, I need your help picking the next 2 projects for the channel. I'm currently deciding between these 3 fanfics. What if hosting Q&A in One Piece World? What if Transmigrated in Ben 10 World as Ben's cousin? What if Transmigrated in Danmachi World with a system? Please vote in the poll and let me know which stories you'd like to see next. I'll take the top 2 picks and start working on those series next. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released one day ahead of YouTube. Alright, let's jump into it. Chapter 71. Zoro-senpai, please. Bartolomeo led the way obsequiously, while turning his head to look at Zoro from time to time, for fear that he might get lost. Logan-senpai told me that Zoro-senpai has a poor sense of direction. Looking at the fan in front of him, Zoro is also very helpless. He originally wanted Logan to take him to buy a sword, but Nami was the first to refuse, and then took Logan and Kaya to go shopping. Bartolomeo, on the other hand, volunteered to provide guidance services for Zoro, using Logan-senpai's advice. As a token. Hey! That's not a store. Without turning his head for a second, Bartolomeo noticed Zoro entering a nearby shop. It seems that Logan-senpai is right, Zoro-senpai really has poor sense of direction. Boss, how much is this earring? Zoro picked out an earring and asked the boss for the price. Nanny? Bartolomeo was stunned. Why did Senior Zoro pick out the earrings? But when he saw the earring on Zoro's left ear, he understood. Aren't you selling? Zoro frowned slightly. He only needs a single one, and buying a pair is useless. Achoo! Bartolomeo sneezed loudly, which aroused the idea of the shopkeeper. The store owner looked over subconsciously. F***K. The heart suddenly reached the throat. Yes, no sale, only gift. The boss had a strong desire to survive, so he immediately held the earring in both hands and sent it to Zoro. I'd better pay, I have money. Zoro didn't pick it up, but went to pay. This. The store owner glanced at Bartolomeo in fear, and immediately saw Bartolomeo's eyes that wanted to eat him. He hurriedly shouted obsequiously. Dear guests, you must be from a foreign country? Logtown treats guests from other places very friendly. This is a greeting gift. Zoro pondered for a moment, then shook his head. No way. Our vice captain said that we, members of the Straw Hat Pirates, must never take advantage of civilian. After all, today's Straw Hat Pirates have Logan. Among other things along the way, it is impossible for those defeated pirates to be thrown around like in the original plot. The bounties of these pirates alone have a lot of money. There are already rich pirates to plunder, so why do they need to do those little things? According to Logan's idea, the temperament must be improved at this moment. Even if it is a pirate, it has to be a noble thief in the sea. This? Seeing Zoro's resolute refusal to take it for nothing, the shop owner is really desperate. He hurriedly looked at Bartolomeo, his eyes full of pleading for help. Bartolomeo thought for a while, his eyes lit up, and he said, Zoro-senpai and Logan-senpai have said that they don't take advantage of ordinary people. You see, this is not a charity case. This earring is a welcome gift, so you can take it. Seeing this, the shop owner quickly echoed. No. These is not charity, is just my hospitality gift, just accept the hospitality of our Logtown. Hey? This seems right. Zoro nodded, feeling that what they said was indeed reasonable, so he accepted it. He took off the original earrings and put on new ones. The owner of the store is also a fine person, and immediately brought a delicate packing box to pack Zoro's old earrings. Ding ding ding. The new earrings emit a clear string of copper bells. Zoro-senpai, it's not that I'm talking too much. This earring has a sound, which is not good for you in battle. After leaving the earring shop, Bartolomeo reminded seriously. He has heard that in places like the Grand Line, there are strong people with strong, listening, abilities, and they can judge the enemy's attack trajectory just by listening. A person like Zoro who not only keeps hiding his voice, but also amplifies it, isn't that stupid? Of course, Bartolomeo didn't dare to say this out of his mouth, he only dared to complain psychologically. It's right to have a sound. If you don't make your battles more difficult, how can you hone your strength? Zoro smiled and walked on. How did Zaraki Kenpachi go all the way from Soul Society's Rakangai to the leader of Godai 13? Rely on non-stop fighting. And in the battle, in order to increase the difficulty of the battle, he deliberately woven a bell with sound in his hair, so that his enemies could better judge his position. As Zoro, who is also obsessed with fighting to improve his strength, he very much approves of Zaraki Kenpachi's fighting concept. Hey! Listening to what Zoro said, Bartolomeo was stunned for a while. Then his eyes lit up thoughtfully. As expected of Zoro-senpai. As expected of the pride of our East Blue. This level is high. While Zoro was heading to the sword shop, Luffy's side came to the central square of Logue Town. In front of this square, there is a tall execution platform. This is the place where the pirate King Roger was executed, which is quite legendary. Today, it has become an iconic landscape in the town of Logue Town. I found it. Is that where Pirate King was executed? Looking at the execution platform in front of the municipal building, Luffy's face was very calm. He muttered in his mouth. It is also the place where the era of great pirates began. In a trance, everything around seems to have become peaceful. The noisy crowd is gone. The street is gone. The pavilions are gone too. It seems that there is only this execution platform and Luffy in the world. Somewhere, there is a strange force that connects the two together. When Luffy got to the top of the scaffold, he didn't even know how he got there. The right hand placed in front of the forehead, Luffy looked into the distance. Is this what Pirate King saw before the dead? Looking at the bustling scene in front of him, Luffy sighed with emotion. Hey! Boy, come down from there quickly! The sudden sound of a loudspeaker drew Luffy's attention, and he saw a Plaza Marine shouting. Why? Luffy wasn't just being arguing, he just thought that's such a place, isn't it for people to visit? Hey! This is a special execution platform under the jurisdiction of the world government. You people. Boom! Before Mr. Marine could finish his words, a huge mace hit his head, knocking him to the ground. Really, why are you so uptight? Mr. Marine. Appearing in front of everyone is a tall super beauty. The mace that attacked Mr. Marine is being held by her with one hand and carried on her shoulder. Oh! What a beautiful woman! I have never seen such a beautiful person. It's so beautiful that I'm blown away. This super beauty has appeared, and the people around all of them suddenly have red hearts, showing the standard appearance of simping ~operator. But this super beauty turned a blind eye to these simps, and instead looked at Luffy with starry eyes. Long time no see, Luffy. Hey! Luffy tilted his head, with a confused face. I don't seem to know you. Oh! Touching his forehead as if very sad, Alvida said. You can't even remember my appearance. But I will never forget you, you are the first man to hit my beautiful cheek. At that time, you punched me hard and made my heart move. Speaking of this, Alvida suddenly asked loudly to the surroundings. Everyone, who is the most beautiful woman in this sea? It's you! Almost all the men simp with red eyes. That's right, it's me. In this world there is no man who does not bow down under my figure. But I like strong men, so you are my man, Luffy. Alvida opened her hands and spoke boldly. Boom! At this moment, a shell roared, and the square was in a mess. The blown fountain nearly hit Alvida, only to slide past her body. Amidst the panic among the civilians, a man came to Alvida's side. I'm sorry, beautiful Ms. Alvida. Alvida? Luffy was surprised. He looked around. Alvida? Where is she? You are not Alvida? Alvida couldn't bear it anymore, and immediately laughed in a complaining tone. You are so slow, Luffy. I am Alvida. Hey! Hearing this, Luffy broke out in a cold sweat. Is that so? Your appearance has changed. At this time, the man beside Alvida, revealing himself. There is no substitute for that inimitable red nose. So it's you, Red Nose. When Luffy saw Buggy's appearance, his tone was full of indifference. Shut up! Buggy is furious. He hates people talking about his red nose the most, so he immediately bared his teeth and shouted. This guy let his guard off. Kabeji, do it! Brush. A figure suddenly jumped down from the top of the municipal building, holding a jagged shackle in his hand, and rushed towards Luffy. If it was in the original plot, Luffy would be firmly nailed to the execution platform by Kabeji here. But now Luffy. The moment Kabeji jumped off the building, his observation haki immediately sensed the opponent's attack trajectory. The sawtooth shackles slammed into the execution platform. Kabeji sat on it in a chic posture, and said very forcefully. Long time no see, Rubber. Yeah. You guys are still alive, you are really lucky. Luffy stood beside the sawtooth shackle, digging his booger while looking at Kabeji. Back then in Orange Town, the guy in front of him was knocked to the ground by Zoro. Listening to the voice coming from the side ear, Kabaji's face suddenly became stiff. As soon as he turned his head, he saw Luffy on the right. What? Frightened, Kabeji quickly looked at the sawtooth shackle sitting under his buttocks, but found that there was nothing there. You escaped. Originally, this raid took advantage of the right time, place and people, and it was a raid that Kabeji believed to be 100% successful. But now, embarrassment is one thing. He is like sending himself to the opponent's big boss alone. No way. Fight him. Kabeji draws his sword and chops. Swipe, swipe. A flash of swords. Luffy didn't make a move at all, just dodged randomly. Those sword moves seemed to have eyes, and they all avoided Luffy's surroundings by such a coincidence. After a burst of hacking, Kabeji rested his hands on his knees, panting. No. Impossible, the gap can't be so big. Okay, I don't have time to play with you, I have to buy meat. With that said, Luffy jumped off the execution platform directly. In a roof not far from the execution platform, a man wearing a dark green overcoat with a mark on his face that looks like the sole of a shoe is watching every move on the execution platform just now. Just now Luffy's ability to avoid the opponent's slash seems to be observation haki, the man thought. Yes. The man in the dark green coat called the leader is none other than the leader of the Revolutionary Army, Monkey D. Dragon. That is Luffy's seed donator, Aka Father. He had come to Logue Town to recruit soldiers, but he didn't expect to see his son here. Considering that there are guys like Smoker in Logue Town, Dragon intends to secretly help Luffy. So, he's been keeping an eye on Luffy. But now it seems. Looks like I'm just worrying about nothing. Shaking his head slightly, he smiled self-deprecatingly. Chapter 72. Luffy jumped off the execution platform and went to buy meat. Nanny? Seeing Luffy's nonchalant look, Buggy's mouth was crooked. What is the most important thing to be a big pirate? Prestige. But at this moment, with so many people watching, Luffy just ignored him. Where does this put his Buggy God tier prestige? Stop! Straw Hat Boy! In a rage, Buggy immediately chased after him. But Luffy ignored him and continued walking towards the market. What are you bastard doing? Don't you see I'm going to fight you to the death? Buggy bared his teeth and claws, and the dagger in his hand fluttered in the air. Not interested. Luffy shook his head and kept walking. Nanny? Buggy is stunned. Luffy turned his head and glanced at him. We didn't have any enmity at all. You have been punished for the Orange Town matter. The matter between us has been written off. Write it off, ass. Buggy was hysterical, and when he thought of his experience of being shot by buggy cannons and flying to 2 places, he was furious. Asshole! Do you know what I've been up to for more than a month? Do you know how much my body suffers trying to find each other? Especially the lower half of my body, because I have no vision. I have been bullied by so many beasts. Although I also experienced a small adventure that gained friendship, but this more than a month is a past that I can never let go of for me. Luffy, I'm going to fight you. As soon as Buggy finished speaking, Luffy's fist landed on his face. The powerful force directly sent Buggy flying. Okay, the fight is over, hee hee. Showing a mouthful of smile, Luffy continued to run towards the market. But, Luffy, you beat Buggy and proved that you are stronger. You are the man I like, don't run away. Alvida's voice followed closely behind. This. Luffy felt a pain in the ass. This kind of thing is what he is least good at. But thinking of Alvida's original appearance, Luffy couldn't help but want to give Alvida a punch. Da. At this moment, a burst of dense footsteps came. A large number of marine soldiers rushed over. White smoke bomb! Accompanied by a loud roar, billowing thick smoke instantly dispersed the entire square. Wow! What is this? It's bad. Why can these smoke bind us? Damn it! It's the one with the smoke fruit ability. The pirates yelled in horror. But in the face of smoke fruit's ability, ordinary people like them have no choice but to be tied up obediently. In the roof on one side. That is Smoker, he has come out, Luffy is in trouble now. Do I need to take action? Asked the leader of the Revolutionary Army. Dragon pondered for a while, then shook his head. I think I should watch first. Below. The engine roared, and Smoker came out on his bike. Whoosh! A large net was launched from the front of the car, instantly covering several pirates, including Buggy and Alvida. Buggy and Alvida, who were still alive and kicking, suddenly felt weak. This net is not an ordinary fishing net, but a special net with sea stone, specially used for the opponents with devil fruit power. As for the other little pirates in the net, that's by the way. Buggy! Alvida! You 2 guys are on the most wanted pirate in East Blue, dare to come to Log Town to cause trouble, you really cast yourself into a trap. A cool drift by bike, Smoker put the bike in front of Buggy and Alvida. How come there is still a fish that slipped through the net? Smoker turned his head to look behind him, only to see a boy in a straw hat break free from the smoke. Smoker saw it, and so did Buggy and Alvida. Straw Hat Boy. Free me. If you save me this time, our grievances will be wiped out. As if grasping at straws, Buggy didn't seem to know that he kept saying he was going to duel just now. But he couldn't care less. He still has a treasure dream, but he doesn't want to be sent to the impelled-down prison like this. Alvida also shouted. Luffy, my man, save me! Luffy's face is black. Seeing that the 2 big pirates, Buggy and Alvida, both knew this Straw Hat Kid, Smoker wondered. Are you a pirate too? In the original plot, it was because Captain Nezumi reported to Marine Headquarters so that Marine Headquarters noticed the Straw Hat Pirates and offered a bounty to the Straw Hat Pirates. But now, Captain Nezumi has been thrown into the sea by Logan to feed the fish, so naturally he has no way to report to the headquarters. So there is no bounty for the Straw Hat Pirates at all. They're only Zoro with a bounty. Marine doesn't even know which pirate group he joined. Without a bounty, Smoker naturally doesn't know about the Straw Hat Luffy. Yes. I am the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, and my name is Monkey D. Luffy. When he was asked about his identity, Luffy of course reported his pirate group name in a friendly manner, and then he did not forget to do his signature moves. He raised his hands high and shouted, "I am the man who is going to be the king of pirate!" With this shout, all the people in the Logue town square took a deep breath. Shouting such slogans at the place where Pirate King was executed, how daring is this person? Especially when Captain Smoker from Marine Headquarters is still here. Boy, you are really not afraid of death. Pirate King! The corners of Smoker's mouth curled up slightly, and then he sneered. This boy is really stupid! He glanced at Luffy, and didn't give Luffy a high evaluation of his combat power, but said lightly, "The boy with the straw hat, just surrender with your hands up, lest I do it." After all, Luffy doesn't look very old, and Smoker is still a bit respecting the old and loving the young. Huh! Luffy tilted his head. Sorry, since you're Marine, then I'm going to run away. With that said, Luffy turned around and ran away. Wow! A puff of smoke rushed in, blocking Luffy's front. Immediately afterwards, the smoke condensed into Smoker himself. Give it up, kid in the straw hat, you have no idea how powerful the Logia Devil Fruit power is. Smoker came out of the smoke like a god of war. Luffy frowned, feeling a headache. Look at it like this, it's impossible to slip away. He rubbed his fists and put on a stance. I won't give up without a fight. Smoke man, you can't stop me. Luffy's age is so deceiving. When meeting him for the first time, everyone would think that he is just a rookie. Smoker shook his head, and looked at Luffy with the eyes of an illiterate. You don't understand how powerful Logia is. As he said that, he stood there with his hands on his hips, and said confidently, Just try to punch me and you'll know. Then obediently put your hands together and catch me, it's convenient for everyone. Punch you? Why? If it was someone else, it would either go up or punch him. But Luffy's brain circuits are different from normal people. He will not do things without reason. I tell you to hit me. Smoker spoke slowly, with a slight displeasure in his tone. This little rookie, so much nonsense? Luffy raised his eyelids and pursed his lips. Uncle Smokey, I don't want to hit you. You tell me to leave, I'll go buy some meat, and leave here when I'm done. Leave. Smoker rubbed his chin, and there was even sympathy in his eyes. Poor baby, he is still thinking about buying meat. If you want to blame yourself for insisting on being a pirate. You don't have to think about leaving. In the prison, you may not have meat, but you should have enough food. Seeing that Luffy was still leaving, Smoker couldn't bear it, so he walked towards Luffy. Well, if you insist on arresting me, then I can only beat you to the ground. Sighing, Luffy also became upset. I just want buy meat, but you want to arrest me and put me in jail, and you won't give me meat? Is this what people do? Thinking of this, Luffy suddenly lost his temper. Oh? Want a shot? That would be great. It was also because Luffy didn't follow the routine, and Smoker was brought into a corner at this time. He has to teach this ignorant kid in front of him a lesson today. Let him know how invincible a Logia-capable user is. So Smoker didn't move forward, stood on the spot, until Luffy pouted. Come on. Luffy didn't hold back anymore, he put his hands on his knees. A large amount of air was quickly sucked in from his feet, thus speeding up blood circulation. Second gear. A puff of green smoke spread over the surface of Luffy's body. His skin turned slightly reddish. Oh? Looks like a devil fruit power too? Smoker pressed his eye sockets slightly, but he didn't pay much attention. After all, what if the opponent has devil fruit power? In the face of elementalization, they are all worthless. Third gear Honfusen, bone balloon! Luffy put his right thumb into his mouth, took a bite, and then blew it up. Puff. I didn't see how much gas he blows in, but his right fist expanded tens of times or even nearly 100 times in an instant. Oh my God! What a big fist! He's also a devil fruit power! As expected, it is a necessary place leading to the Grand Line. How many devil fruit powers will appear here every year? The people around all exclaimed. Smoker raised his eyebrows. It's still really exaggerated, but... Smoker still feels disdainful. Uncle Smoke Man, my fist is very powerful. Are you sure you want to hit? As an optimist, Luffy would definitely not want to fight if he could avoid it. Shelf. Stop talking nonsense. Come on. Smoker blew a smoke ring. What's the use? If it was so useful, then the giant race would have dominated the world long ago. Okay. This is what you said. Seeing that Smoker still persisted, Luffy didn't ink anymore. He jumped up one step at a time. The person was in the air. His huge fist was thrown to the sky, and then he fell down. Under the force of the arm, the huge giant fist in the sky was pulled down fiercely, and then produced an extremely terrifying downward smashing kinetic energy. Gomu Gomu no Gigant Pistol. Hey, 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 hey! This is too scary. Who can withstand this punch? Devil Fruit Power, all of them are monster-like existences. Don't worry, in front of Captain Smoker there is only one fate for these pirates, and that is to go to the impelled down prison. That's right. That's Captain Smoker. Whoever comes here, I'm afraid I'm going to be deflated in the face of this blow. Although the marine soldiers were shocked by Luffy's huge fist, no one doubted Smoker's strength. The fist wind brought by the fist violently blew the ground. Smoker looked up at the giant fist against the sky. The fist wind blows on his face, blowing the 2 cigars in his mouth until sparks shine. Stupid and ignorant! Muttering in his mouth, Smoker watched Luffy's attack confidently. Huh! Wait, this fist... Suddenly, Smoker frowned slightly. He found that there seemed to be something on the surface of Luffy's fist. He was startled, his pupils constricted immediately, and he looked over carefully. The front of this kid's fist was covered with a thin layer of black air. Black air! And many more! Isn't that? Suddenly thinking of this possibility, Smoker's eyes widened suddenly. Not good! Without thinking too much, Smoker is about to get out of the way. But Luffy's fist is too big. Boom! The fist hit the ground with a bang. Boom! It's as if the whole town of Logue Town is shaking. This power is too terrifying. It feels absolutely no worse than the power of a giant. Yeah! It's a good thing it's Captain Smoker, otherwise whoever is there will die. Hello? Isn't Captain Smoker afraid of such a terrifying power? Haha! What nonsense are you talking about? Captain Smoker has Logia Devil Fruit power. Ordinary people's attacks have no effect on him. That's right, if you don't believe me, look over there. Amidst the compliments from the marine soldiers, all eyes were on the location where Luffy's fist was bombarded. The smoke and dust receded slowly, and the ground cracked by the punch slowly appeared in front of everyone. When they saw the situation there clearly, the people around them all opened their mouths wide and their eyes widened in an instant. Among the rubble, a guy wearing a marine coat was lying sprawled among the rubble. Take a closer look. Hiss! Isn't it the Smoker who is like a myth in the eyes of marine soldiers? Chapter 73. In the Roof. That's Armament Haki. The leader of the Revolutionary Army Arshak. He was still thinking about whether to help Luffy later. But look what happened. He is really worried about nothing. Looking at the cracked ground in the square, the leader of the Revolutionary Army couldn't help being shocked and said, He's only 17 years old, and he has already trained 2 types of Haki, and Luffy's talent is too terrifying. Just judging from Luffy's age, this talent is indeed terrifying. But if combined with the time Luffy spends at sea, this talent is not scary. It's super scar. As the leader of the Revolutionary Army, he knows that Haki's training can only be honed through continuous fighting. Especially after experiencing the kind of battle where the edge of life and death hovers, Haki is more likely to awaken. However, in just over a month since Luffy went to sea, he has already awakened the 2 types of Haki. What is this concept? You must know that many people will not be able to stand on the threshold of a kind of Haki throughout their lives. At Luffy's age, As long as he can touch the threshold of a kind of hockey, he is already considered a genius. But Luffy not only awakened the training of two hockey at the same time, but it seems that neither of them is just getting started. At least they have reached the primary stage. Dragon took a deep breath. My son is definitely not a rookie. Dragon looked over. On the square, Luffy stood in front of Smoker and spread his hands. I told you, my fist is very powerful. Believe it now? Lie here for a while, I'm going to buy meat. You can forget everything except meat. Smoker's mouth was full of blood, his whole head was buzzing, and it took him a long time to recover. Propping himself on the ground with his hands, Smoker sat up from the rubble. Damn! I was careless! Although he was beaten badly, Smoker didn't think it was an absolute difference in strength between the two sides. If he dodged just now, the result may not be like this. Mainly because Luffy's age is too deceptive, and Smoker never connects Luffy and hockey. If he knew that Luffy would armament hockey, Smoker would not stand still and let Luffy punch him. Hey! Boy, I haven't let you go yet. Smoker stood up, straightened his messy sleeves, and said in a deep voice. I never expected that such a powerful pirate as you would appear in a place like East Blue. No wonder even Buggy and Alvida know you. Smoker was so angry. In a place like East Blue, being able to use hockey is already cheating. As a guy who can use hockey, don't you know how strong you are in East Blue? Hee hee. But, it's a pity that you met me from Marine headquarters. So what about hockey? As long as you are Devil Fruit power, nothing to worry about. While talking, Smoker's figure is like smoke. White Snake! He turned into a puff of smoke and quickly attacked Luffy. Hey! Still coming? Luffy tilted his head, with a trace of displeasure hanging from the corner of his mouth. You with a smoking head, you are really annoying! Smoking head? Smoker was furious, and he immediately showed his move in the air. Holding a special weapon in his hand, Nanoshock Jit. It hit Luffy hard. This attack is nothing. Under the action of observation hockey, Luffy can accurately judge every attack trajectory of Smoker. He just stretched out his hand casually, and grabbed Smoker's weapon. However, the moment he grabbed Smoker's weapon, his strength suddenly slumped. Luffy called out weakly and was immediately smashed down by Smoker's jit. Boom! Luffy fell to the ground. Smoker took advantage of the opportunity to press on Luffy's back, and put his jit across the back of Luffy's neck to control Luffy. Hey! What's the matter with me? Why can't I use any strength? Luffy's face was pressed against the ground, and he said with a puzzled face. That's called ignorance. Smoker pressed Luffy condescendingly, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and threw it out. He tightly held the grip of Seastone's jit. In the sea, there is a substance called Seastone that can suppress the power of Devil Fruit. And the weapon in my hand is made with using Seastone. Luffy's eyelids drooped. Is that so? What should I do now? What else to do? Damn, can't you see that you have become my prisoner? This guy's attitude is really annoying. Smoker was furious. Of course, since I caught you, you will be sent to Eni's lobby for trial. In the roof. Seeing Luffy's situation, the leader of the Revolutionary Army were eager to help. However, just as the leader of the Revolutionary Army were about to go out, they were suddenly held back by something. On the square. Because of the battle between Marines and pirates, ordinary civilians have long been hiding away. Apart from the captured pirates, there are still a large number of Marine soldiers left in the square. Beyond that, there's Smoker and Luffy where all eyes meet. But just when everyone thought that the game of Marine catching pirates was about to end, 3 people appeared in a corner of the square. Hey! White Hunter! Our captain let you go just now, but you made a sneak attack. Doing this, isn't it too dishonorable? Logan walked towards Luffy, with a displeasure in his tone. Just now he bought some snacks with Nami and Kaya, and was going to go shopping on another street. When passing by the square, he saw the fight here. Originally, Luffy had the upper hand, and Logan didn't bother to show up. But now that Luffy is about to be arrested, Logan has no choice but to come out. Smoker turned his head slightly and turned to look at the three of Logan. Who? He looked at Luffy again, and said thoughtfully, No wonder he has such strength at such an age, so he is the captain of the pirate group. Then, he supported Luffy's neck with sea stone 10 hands in one hand, and lifted Luffy up from the ground with the strength of the other. Boy, don't say anything kind or unkind. I am Marine, and my duty is to catch pirates. As long as I can catch pirates, everything is just. Smoker looked at Logan and taught him with his great principles. Of course, he said this mainly to maintain a positive image of Marine. His sneak attack just now was indeed unreasonable, and it was also seen by the surrounding civilians. Saying this now gives him an advantage in his position. Is that so? Hearing this, Logan frowned slightly. Then, he stretched out his arm, stretched it quickly, and grabbed 2 beautiful civilians. Smoker immediately shouted, Stop! What are you doing? Don't hurt civilians! The surrounding Marine soldiers also raised their guns in unison, aiming at Logan. Look, according to your concept, I'm a pirate. Is it reasonable for me to take hostages in exchange for my own captain? Logan hugged the 2 girls with his left arm, and said calmly, Take it easy, ladies, we'll get you out. Yeah, don't do anything radical, these nasty pirates will kill people every now and then. Keep calm, we will rescue you. Marine soldiers encouraged the 2 hostages one after another. However, the 2 little girls have a strange delusion. That is, the 2 of them were obviously hijacked by this handsome big brother, but they were not afraid at all. This big brother seems to be very nice even with his arms around them. So gentle. As the 2 of them felt, Logan really didn't mean to hurt them. At this time, Logan sent the 2 little girls back to their original positions with a whoosh. What do you mean? Smoker frowned. He couldn't understand the young man in front of him. Originally hijacked a hostage, he would indeed throw a rat. But why did he give up such a great advantage all of a sudden? White Hunter, I just wanted to tell you. There are things that can be done, but not everyone will do them. What you want to do, you don't need to find any bullshit justice reasons. Justice is not spoken with your mouth, but in people's hearts. Everyone has their own concept of justice in their hearts. Logan spread his hands, waved to the 2 little girls, and said with a smile, What do you think? The big brother is so right. Big brother is justice. In just a few seconds, these 2 little girls became Logan's superfans. Even the surrounding civilians showed expressions of thinking one by one at this time. Yes. The job of pirates is to catch pirates. But is it really necessary to use this as an excuse to do everything? Pirates are defined as evil. According to Marine's theory, pirates can do anything without worrying about the consequences. But in fact, not every pirate is heinous. The well-known great pirate Whitebeard, although he did a lot of bad things, but at the same time he protected many islands from other pirates. He's a big pirate, but for him. For the civilians who he protected, in their hearts, Whitebeard is good. It is justice. Not even Marine can compare to Whitebeard. And the pirate in front of him can easily exchange for the captain, he added, by using ordinary people as hostages. But he didn't do that. Isn't this also a good conception of justice? Moreover, the captain of the family clearly defeated Smoker just now, and did not kill Smoker. Instead, Smoker avenged his kindness and attacked them. Still in the name of justice. This justice seems too cheap. This person is not simple. In the roof, Dragon listened to what Logan said in the square, nodded deeply, thought for a moment, and then said, Luffy can have such a partner? What Logan said made Smoker feel ashamed. Damn guy, don't you know the truth about hitting someone in the face? You are so good, you really don't give me any sympathy. So Smoker said in a cold voice. Okay. Boy, you should be arrested without a fight. For the sake of taking the hostages on your own initiative, I will tell the soldiers not to torture you. Think too much. Now it's time to use my own method to save our captain. As he spoke, Logan rubbed his wrists, stretched the brush, and pressed it firmly. What? Why is it the same as Straw Hat Boy's fruit ability? When I saw Logan taking the hostage just now, Smoker didn't pay much attention, but now seeing Logan use the rubber fruit ability again, Smoker was completely shocked. He exclaimed, How can there be two identical devil fruit? Logan shrugged slightly. This is called ignorance. Just now, he had just mocked Luffy's ignorance. Not long after, he was ridiculed by Logan with the same words. Although he knew that the other party was doing it on purpose, Smoker found that he couldn't refute it. Because he really doesn't know anything about this kind of thing. At this time, Logan's fist swished over, heading straight for Smoker's head. Smoker didn't think much of it, and left to get his head into elementalization. As for the fact that elementalization cannot defend against armament hockey, Smoker is not so worried. Come on, this is East Blue. Isn't it enough to have a young man who knows armament hockey? You said there were two young men who knew armament hockey at the same time? Boom! Logan's fist hit Smoker's head, making a terrible sound. Smoker only felt his head buzzing, and then his head slammed to the store. This huge force directly flew out with his body upside down. Boom! Smoker smashed a big hole in the ground. Smoker lay in the ruins, his eyes full of unbelievable horror. How is it possible? Even if all the young people in East Blue are pulled together, you can't find two guys who know armament hockey? Why do I meet two at the same time and place at once? What the hell did I do in my previous life? Puff! A mouthful of old blood spurted out. Smoker didn't know whether he was beaten or angry, and passed out immediately. Chapter 74. Damn it! In the roof, the leader of the Revolutionary Army couldn't help but swear, he said in disbelief. Is armament hockey already so popular? Even in the ranks of the Revolutionary Army, there are not many who know armament hockey. The square is. Marine soldiers are stunned. Everyone stared at Logan dumbfounded, and didn't know whether to fire the gun in his hand. Let's shoot. Smoker is not here, they take the head against such a powerful pirate. At this time, Logan's eyes swept over the faces of the Marines. I advise you not to do stupid things. You know, I am a pirate, the kind who kills people without batting an eye. Gulp. Some Marines swallowed in fright, and subconsciously raised the gun in his hand. The muzzle is not pointing, expressing hostility. Soon, clatter. All Marines cocked their guns. There is no way, they have more people, the advantage is still on their side. Even the surrounding civilians obviously don't think there is any problem with the pirates' approach. Smoker passed out, and his devil fruit ability was naturally removed. Ha! Saved! Great! Thanks to the Straw Hat Pirates, otherwise we would have been sent to the impelled down prison. The pirates in the world are one family, everyone helps each other. Without the control of Smokers, those pirates were all free at once. Several pirates went up and lifted the nets covering Buggy and Alvida, cheering and rescued their captain. The world's pirates are a family? Logan frowned. If he didn't say that, he really didn't want to care about it. But as soon as these words came out, it seemed that the Straw Hat Pirates, the Buggy Pirates, and the Alvida Pirates were in the same group. Ha! Straw Hat Pirates! Your rescue this time, mister. Buggy, I will write it down. The previous account has been written off. Buggy grinned, as if he had everything under control again. Boom! Logan's fist landed on Buggy's face in an instant, knocking him over. Buggy didn't even react and passed out. Stop being sentimental. Who cares whether you remember your grudge or not? Logan curled his lips, he was displeased. Ah! Captain Buggy! Damn it! We want to avenge the captain. Don't be stupid. We are not opponents at all. Save the captain first. The pirates of the Buggy Pirates felt exhausted. During their trip to Log Town today, they seemed to be either saving the captain, or on their way to rescue the captain. This punch knocked down Buggy. Logan showed great vigor. In Alvida's eyes, this flamboyant move immediately attracted the most beautiful woman in the sea. Stronger than Luffy, what a powerful man! Alvida looked at Logan with starry eyes, and said in an arrogant voice, I've decided, I don't like Luffy anymore. Now you are the man I like. As she spoke, she put her hands on her cheeks, put on a beautiful posture, and winked at Logan. Handsome and strong, be my man. Like Luffy, Logan has also seen the original Alvida. Hearing this, his mind is full of the original version of Alvida. Logan only felt that the back molars were sore, and goosebumps fell all over the floor. Stay back! No nonsense, Logan slammed out a rubber fist and went straight to Alvida's face. Boom! But when Logan's fist landed on Alvida's face, it just slid over. Hey! Logan froze for a moment. Slippery fruit. Actually is willing to attack me, what an obsessive powerhouse! After being attacked by Logan, Alvida not only didn't get angry, but showed a more charming posture. Logan couldn't bear it a little bit, as if he was being bitten by 10 million bugs all over his body. An uncomfortable one. At this moment, a bolt of lightning fell from the sky and crashed onto Alvida's body, knocking her to the ground. Zizizi. Alvida fell to the ground. A strong electric current jumped back and forth on her smooth skin. Convulsed violently for a few times, Alvida passed out after foaming at the mouth. Where did the lightning come from? Captain? There are obviously no dark clouds, what's going on? Thunderbolt in the sky. Don't you think it's scary? Others don't know what's going on, but Logan does. He subconsciously looked at Nami, who was not far behind him, and saw that the little thieving cat's face was full of anger at this moment. Obviously, Alvida violated Nami's reverse scale. Logan is thinking narcissistically. Ha ha! What to do? The captain fainted. So is our captain. Quick! Get out of this damn place first. Everyone, please help and carry the two captains away. The pirates got busy with their hands and feet. However, they didn't realize at all that they had been implicated by their captain. Originally, Nami was in a good mood, went shopping with Logan, and then went back to buy something, very happy. But she didn't expect not only to be spoiled by these pirates, but also to openly snatch her husband. How can this be tolerated? Accept the terrible wrath of a jealous woman. No one is allowed to go! Nami gave a coquettish cry, and pointed the small wand in his hand towards the sky. Rumble. The originally cloudless sky was suddenly filled with azure blue lightning. Countless thunder and lightning are intertwined, just like the waves of the sea. What? __. What the hell? What's going on? This is the devil fruit ability. It's that woman. Oh my God! She looks beautiful and harmless to humans and animals, yet she has such terrifying abilities. Run! The pirates realize that there is a big problem. No matter what Buggy and Alvida, run away. Only. Chop. 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 Strands of extremely thick lightning beams poured down from the sky like a pouring basin. Landed with a bang. It's over! Help! Not only the pirates, but also the Marines and civilians have the same thoughts at this moment. It's over! It's over! I knew I should go home now. It's too late to run now. Almost everyone has the same reaction, holding their heads and dying. Boom! 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 After a burst of terrifying thunder, the square regained its tranquility. Hey! I didn't die! A civilian let go of his hands holding his head, and looked around cautiously. I didn't die. God! I can survive such a terrifying thunder and lightning. I'm not dead. Huh! It seems, only those pirates were struck by lightning. Obviously. They don't want to hurt us civilians at all. Great! When the lightning disappeared, the civilians and Marines found that they were all unharmed. But also realize one thing. If people want to kill them, it's just a matter of thought. This feeling of weakness is really helpless. In the roof. This. The leader of Revolutionary was shocked. At first Luffy's strength shocked him. Later, a strong and thoughtful partner like Logan appeared, which made Dragon even more shocked. Now there is another partner with such a powerful devil fruit. Dragon is not well. Why didn't he have such good luck when he first went to sea? To think I got jealous to my son. On the square. Marine soldiers dare not move. Can we go? A bolder Marine soldier asked nervously. Humph. I didn't restrict your personal freedom. Nami came over, and Kaya followed closely behind her. Seeing such a big scene for the first time, Kaya was still very nervous. Which one of you is the leader? Nami came in front of Marine, with one hand on his hip, like a big sister. Then there. The Marines all pointed to Smoker lying in the rubble. Now? Who's beside him? Nami doesn't bother with Smoker, she just knows who has the right to speak. It should be me. A Marine with the petty chief officer's badge on his shoulders stepped out. He bowed his waist slightly, lowered his head, and his attitude in front of Nami was extremely respectful. This damn desire to survive. Nami nodded. Okay. I'll give you 2 hours to count the bounties of these pirates for me immediately, and then give me all of them. What? Hearing this, Petty Chief Officer Marine was stunned. What? Didn't you hear me? Having just experienced the unpleasant experience of being robbed a man face to face. Nami is now mad. No, even if it's for bounties. But these pirates were captured by Captain Smoker. Lieutenant Captain Marine had a bitter face. Didn't they run away again just now? Nami asked back. Hearing this, Lieutenant Captain Marine nodded. It seems to be the case. Then what's the nonsense? Go get the money. I'm a bounty hunter. While talking, Nami's ability to activate cards. Rumble. In the sky, the thunder shook violently, and a group of lightning ripples intertwined in the sky. Please, don't be angry. I'll let someone take the money. Feeling the pressure on the top of the head, how dare Petty Chief Officer Marine dare to beep? So, if you want others to reason with you, first of all you have to be the one with the big fist. It's useless to talk nicely to you. Once the thunder and lightning strike, you will immediately understand the truth. Nami said. Very well, quickly, you will gather here, and I'll come to get the money. You won't break your promise to me, will you? No. Don't worry, ma'am. Marine promises to promise. You are such a little money grabber. Looking at Nami who came to his side, Logan smiled. He. Isn't it right for people to get some money for capturing them? The little hand took Logan's arm without any haste, and Nami smirked slightly annoyed. He. We've got so much money for the crew, it's not too much to spend some money to buy clothes. Not too much. Logan was non-committal. Not a big problem. Then let's go. With a happy smile on his face, Nami left with Logan on his arm. Chapter 75. It was evening when we left Logue Town. At sunset, Going Merry left the port of Logue Town. Standing on the deck of Going Merry, Nami looked at the sudden strong wind, and said a little strangely. Strange, how could wind suddenly blow in this weather? Wahaha! Anyway, it's a tailwind, amazing! Luffy had meat in his hands and a stuffed mouth. Logan smiled and said, I guess this is the father give to his son. What, Dad? Usopp leaned over. It's nothing, just talking nonsense. Logan made a haha. I don't bother to explain much. I can't tell you that it was Luffy's dad who did it? You don't believe it either. It was already very late after the banquet. Logan took a shower and was about to go to bed. Creak. The small interior door opened. There is no doubt that this is Nami coming. My clothes are disheveled. Logan just got out of the shower, and his clothes are all short sleeping styles. It was a bit embarrassing to be barged in by Nami suddenly. That's right, here you go, put it on. Nami gave Logan the set of clothes she was holding in her hand. I'll come and see later. With that said, Nami went back. Logan opened the suit to reveal a sporty hoodie and pants. Plus a plain white shirt. Thanks, Logan said, remembering when he was in the clothing store today. This little thief cat shopped there for so long, so she bought clothes for him. Looking at the style of this hoodie, Logan did not reject it. After all, the styles of sports-style clothes will not vary too much. Logan changed into this suit and went to the mirror to have a look. Really? He is handsome, and he is naturally handsome in clothes. If he was in the campus of the previous life, he afraid that the girls would glare at him with passion. So? Did I pick well? Nami's little head suddenly popped up beside Logan. Yes, this is amazing. Before he finished speaking, the corner of Logan's eyes flashed. He looked at Nami, who was standing with him in the mirror. Logan's hoodie is in blue, and Nami's hoodie is in pink. He was tricked to think Nami give him a couple hoodie matching with her. Logan could only shake his head. Naturally, Nami took Logan's arm, leaned her cheek on Logan's shoulder, made a V with the other hand, and muttered, "It's a good match." Then she looked at Logan in the mirror and blinked. "Let's wear like this next time we go shopping, is it okay?" "Okay. I really lost to you." What else can Logan say? "Okay, whatever you say, okay." Shrugging, Logan said yes. But having said that, it feels like someone is thinking about everything, which is very, very good. "Okay. Then it's settled. No backseat." After speaking, Nami happily ran away. On the other hand, Zoro didn't go to rest after the banquet. His time limit for entering mangas today hasn't run out yet. Open. Zaraki Kenpachi Biography, spiritually going with the manga, and Zoro entered it. Rukongai, Zaraki District. Zoro appeared here. To be precise, Zoro appears as a soul in the Shinigami world. As a fresh soul who just appeared here, the other souls smelled Zoro immediately. Another rookie! There are several souls around who are sharing the only water left in a container, and they suddenly notice that Zoro is coming, so they naturally think that he is here to grab the water. The whole Rukongai, divided in 320 district. Divided into 4 directions, east, west, north, south, each direction has 80 districts. The larger the serial number, the more shortage of spiritual particles in the atmosphere and drinking water. A more pastoral area is District 80, an almost deserted area. Here, all kinds of crazy fights happen every day, just for the very limited water. The so-called drinking water can be understood as the water resources needed by souls. Snatch water. Hearing this, Zoro looked towards the soul. Seeing the container they were pulling, Zoro felt a nausea at the moment. Even if you give me this stuff, I won't drink it. He thought so in his heart, but Zoro said coldly, "That's right, I'm here to grab your water." "Then you are really looking for death. Brothers, kill him first." A leading soul howled, and several surrounding souls rushed up together. Zoro unhurriedly drew 3 swords. He didn't make sure to kill the 2 souls who rushed over first, but let them form an encirclement circle. These souls look like guys who often hunt and kill other souls, and they are very smart in cooperation. After surrounding Zoro, they did not rush to attack, but circled around Zoro. Ding ding ding. When Zoro turned his body passively, the earrings on his ears made a tinkling sound. "Ha ha! What an idiot! To wear such loud earrings, it seems that he was also a rich man in his lifetime. When I first came here, I wanted to grab food and water from the other, but I got beat up instead. Don't be careless, there used to be a ruthless guy in our area. That guy braided bells in his hair, and his style is a bit similar to that kid. I just learned from him." The surrounding souls swarmed up and cooperated skillfully. Swish! 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 Zoro withstood the attacks of several souls with 3 swords. These souls are not weak either, although the weapons in their hands are various, they are accurate and ruthless. although the strength is not bad, but here. Everything is a new beginning. Battle experience plus 1000. Hockey prototype experience value plus 1000. Zanpakuto prototype experience value plus 1000. Battle experience plus 1000. Hockey prototype experience value plus 1000. Zanpakuto prototype experience value plus 1000. As Zoro continued to fight, above his head, an invisible hint popped up for a mile. Puff. Zoro pierced the stomach of one of the soul with a sword, and the moment he pulled it out, the soul rolled out. But another soul seized the opportunity, and cut off Zoro's head with a single sword. Well! Waking up suddenly, Zoro looked at the manga in his hand and touched his neck subconsciously. That cool feeling, even after withdrawing from the manga world, is still so clear and terrifying. Death is really not something to be happy. Taking a few deep breaths, Zoro entered the manga again. This time, the result was the same as before, only killing one soul before being killed. The difference is that this time someone poked his heart from behind. The sound of the earrings really greatly increases the difficulty of the battle. The 2 deaths just now, this bell earring can be said to be indispensable. That man can do it, and so can I, Zoro! Without further ado, Zoro entered the world of manga again. While Zoro was fighting in Rakangai, another person also entered the Shinigami world. Usopp. But unlike Zoro, Usopp entered not Rakangai, but Tsuruyaidai. Even though the 2 people entered the Shinigami world, it is not at the same world. The Soul Society that Usopp entered was 2,000 years earlier than the Soul Society that Zoro entered. At this moment, in a certain forge in Tsuruyaidai, a trendy man with curly black punk hair holds a prototype blade in one hand and a small hammer in the other. There is no doubt that this person is the protagonist of the manga that Usopp has taken. Holding the prototype of the blade with the pliers in the left hand, and gently tap the blade with a small hammer in the right hand. Ding 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 ding. The sound was very crisp, but the small hammer did not land on the prototype of the blade, but on the forging platform. Next moment, a sledgehammer hit the prototype of the blade heavily. The moment the sledgehammer had left, the 2 small hammers fell down again in an instant. Ding 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 ding. The sound is still crisp. When brutal sledgehammer strikes again. Ding 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 ding. The hammer is as light as running water. The sledgehammer and the small hammer have different divisions of labor, but they are both essential. This is a way that only hammer artists can understand. I don't know how long it took to strike, but both the sledgehammer and the small hammer stopped. It should work this time. Usopp put down the sledgehammer in his hand, wiped his sweat, with a look of expectation on his face. That's right. The one who has been wielding the sledgehammer just now is none other than Usopp, who has entered the manga world. After he finished reading the whole manga, he had the idea of becoming Otsunemeya's friend. He had been here more than 100 times, and finally yesterday, relying on the accumulated failure experience of more than 100 times, Usopp finally connected with Otsunemeya and successfully deepened the relationship with him. But today, Usopp went to the next level and finally got the approval of Otsunemeya and became his forging partner. Yeah! Those guys' weapons are very unique, but in my opinion, those weapons have no soul. Otsunemeya clamped the forged prototype of the blade and put it into the rich spiritual power pool. Zizizi. Accompanied by the rising of strong spiritual exhaust gas, the prototype of this blade began to be tempered. I'm really looking forward to it. You've put so much effort into it. This experimental product will definitely not disappoint you. Usopp rubbed his hands together, staring intently at the refining pool. As a master of the same craft, Usopp's talent is no worse than Nemea's. You know, in the world of pirates, Usopp can make magical objects like weather sticks with his own pair of skillful hands. If he is given a wider stage, even the god of craftsmen will have to worry about losing his status. It's not my painstaking effort alone, but also yours. Picking up his black punk curly hair with a small wooden stick, Otsunemeya patted Usopp on the shoulder and said with a smile. He is a man of great character. Usually, people with personality are very serious. What's yours is yours. You also contributed, then I can't take your share of the effort. Ever since he recognized Usopp's talent in craftsmanship, Otsunomaya has completely regarded Usopp as a partner. If you say that, then I'm not going to reject it. To tell you the truth, I use Tinker a lot. Usopp smiled, and was about to start bragging, when suddenly he looked at the tempering pool and exclaimed, "What? Something happening!" Sometimes, when you work together a lot, you can produce telepathy between each other. Otsunomaya was in this state right now. He couldn't wait to take out the tempered blade. The blade is as smooth as a mirror, as if it has been leveled. But it feels like this is no ordinary sword. Putting the blade close to the ear, Otsunomaya listened. After a while, his eyes lit up, and he put the blade close to Usopp's ear. "Did you hear that?" "I hear it." Usopp's eyes were also shining, and he said in surprise, "That's the resonance from the soul." "Ha! Yes. It really is true. I heard it, and you heard it too. This time it really succeeded." Otsunomaya hugged Usopp excitedly. His whole body couldn't hide his excitement. "Yeah. This is a groundbreaking event for the entire Soul Society. I have a hunch that it won't be long before the entire Tsurugi Shinigami will use you to forge sword." Usopp praised the blacksmith. Hearing this, Otsunomaya took a deep breath. His heart was surging. "All Shinigami use my forged sword. That amazing, just thinking about it makes me dream." He grabbed Usopp's hand, took another deep breath, and said with emotion, "Usopp, I also have a premonition. After 1,000 years, your name and mine will surely resound throughout the soul. Hey? I'm also included." He was surprised for a while, but Usopp was very excited. "Okay. Let us become the legend of the Soul Society. By the way, what are you going to name this weapon?" "You." Otsunomaya held the blade in his hand, pondered for a moment, and said, "This is a weapon with a soul, and it uses a sword as its original form. Then, its name is it's called Zanpakuto." "Good name," Usopp said as he praised the name. Afterwards, he also pretended to think for a while, and said, "This kind of Zanpakuto that hasn't found its owner yet, let's call it a sealed state. What do you think?" "Sealed state." Otsunomaya savored it carefully, and then the light in his eyes gradually brightened. "Okay. It's the sealed state. This is the first Zanpakuto. As a souvenir, I want to collect it. Next, the second Zanpakuto that we forge will be forged for you." Otsunomaya is a real person, and he will not forget Usopp's contribution. The first one is collected by himself, then the second one must be collected by Usopp. That's what a partner is. Usopp agreed. "Good. However, I hope that the forged weapon is not based on a sword, but a slingshot." "Slingshot." Otsunomaya showed a surprised look, but then smiled. "Okay. As you wish." Chapter 76. Time flies. Going Merry was approaching Reverse Mountain. During the voyage these days, Logan's system mail has increased by 5 more. Your manga fan Monkey D. Luffy's strength in the world of the manga Akane Ga Kill has been improved, and Armament Haki has been promoted to the middle level. You gain its Armament Haki abilities simultaneously. You get points +2. Your manga fan Nami has conquered the little card in the manga card Captor Sakura world. You simultaneously gain the Claw card ability. You get points +1. Your fan Sanji trained the first gate of 8 inner gates in the world of the manga Might Guide biography, successfully opened the first gate. You will gain the ability to open the first gate. You earn points +1. Your manga fan Usopp has created his own Zanpakuto weapon in the world of the manga, Bleach, Otsunomaya, Sealed States Slingshot. You simultaneously gain the Sealed States Slingshot ability. Get points +3. Your manga fan Roronoa Zoro has improved his world strength in the manga Zaraki Kenpachi biography, and Armament Haki has been promoted to the primary level. You gain its armament hockey abilities simultaneously. You get points +1. To Logan's satisfaction, Sanji and Usopp finally opened their manga. Especially Usopp, which contributed 3 points right after its opening, is really a bit of a come from behind. In addition, there is an email reminder. You have synced armament hockey from Monkey D. Luffy and Roronoa Zoro at the same time, so your armament hockey ability is the sum of their armament hockey abilities. This is very good news for Logan. He stretched out his palm, and a relatively thick black air flows circled back and forth on his arm, attaching to it. Logan punched forward. The feeling of power arises spontaneously. Not bad! Sanji will also cultivate the armament hockey in the future. The three of them work together, and my armament hockey should soon reach the advanced armament hockey. This kind of system where similar abilities can be superimposed is very comfortable. Everyone come here. It seems to be here. At this time, Usopp's voice came from the microphone. The so-called microphone is a simple and effective sound transmission method on the ship, which is transmitted to every area on the ship through metal pipes. Although it is not as clean as phone snail, it is more convenient and faster. Soon, a group of Straw Hat Pirates came to the deck. Look ahead. Usopp was on deck early today. He can be said to be the most fearful guy in the whole team, so when he learned that he could reach Reverse Mountain today, he didn't even think about entering the manga world, and just stayed on the deck. Clack clack. Huge raindrops were like machine gun bullets, slamming on the deck surface, making a dense sound. The strong wind swept the waves, shaking the direction of Going Merry from time to time. Sure enough, just as the legend says, continue to sail forward, we will see a mountain. There is the entrance of the Grand Line. Wrapped in a baggy raincoat, Nami looked forward. Although the heavy rain greatly hinders the line of sight, for an excellent navigator, discerning the direction is one of the most basic abilities. What? The entrance to the Grand Line is a mountain? Usopp only knew they were approaching a mountain, but didn't know that the mountain was the entrance. Hearing Nami say this at this moment, his eyes widened in disbelief. Come in. Nami turned back into the cabin and came to the conference room. The rest of the Straw Hat Pirates also followed. Look! It's hard for me to believe this kind of thing, but here. Nami's finger pointed to a certain place on the map, and it was indeed pointed on Reverse Mountain. Are you kidding? Are we going to crash into a mountain? Usopp is not well. Who said we were going to hit the mountain? Logan came over, he pointed to the side of Nami's finger and said, although I don't know much about navigation, isn't there a canal here? No, why do we have to go in from the entrance? Can't we go around from the south? Zoro looked at the map. Where their ship is now, it is obvious that they can enter the Grand Line as long as they drive south. Why does it have to be so hard to go up the mountain? Because, afterwards, Nami would like to introduce the so-called Calm Belt to everyone, so that everyone can understand why everyone has to climb the mountain to enter the Grand Line. In the original plot, Going Merry arrived here and was blown to Calm Belt by the wind and waves, which almost caused the destruction of the Straw Hat Pirates. But now Going Merry is many times larger than before, and its ability to withstand wind and waves is also stronger. In addition, Logan is a cautious person, and he has already told Usopp to control the ship. Others may be careless, but Usopp is not, because he is most afraid of death. Soon, a dark shadow appeared before Going Merry's eyes. Near the front of the mountain, because of the shelter of the mountain, the storm was already very small, and the members of the Straw Hat Pirates also came to the deck. This is a major historic moment for the entire team, and no one wants to miss it. Everyone wants to witness it. Are we really going to climb a mountain? I've never heard of a ship climbing a mountain. Zoro drooped his eyelids, still unwilling to believe such outrageous things. But Sanji said, I've heard of it. And I've heard that half of the people who want to enter the Grand Line will die at the entrance before entering. I saw it! What an incredible mountain! Luffy pointed forward excitedly. Usopp's eyes were full of horror. Hey, That's the red line, right? It's soaring up into the clouds, you can't see the edge at a glance. Don't be careless. The ship is being carried up the mountain by the ocean current. If we are not careful, we will be smashed to pieces. As the navigator spoke, the Straw Hat Pirates immediately got busy. Usopp and Sanji ran to take the helm. Luffy and Logan stood on one side of the deck. As for Zoro, in this kind of matter, it is safer for him to rest. ***. Not good. Going to deviate. Control the rudder quickly. Usopp and Sanji's 5 senses were flying, hysterically trying to control the rudder with all their strength. In front is the entrance of the canal. Near. Closer. Luffy, do as I say. Logan yelled. Good. Luffy responded. Then, the two used the ability of Rubber Fruit at the same time, extending their arms to both sides respectively, and using the tall frames on both sides of the canal to achieve the effect of adjusting the course. Wow! This method is so good. No danger. Watching Going Merry rush down the canal to the hillside in an orderly manner, Luffy grinned happily. Whoosh! With the strength of the ocean current, Going Merry rushed to the highest point. Wow! It's the Grand Line! Luffy sat in his special seat, holding the sheep's head with one hand, and building a pergola in front of the head with the other hand, looking into the distance. Guys! It's time to shout out your dreams! Logan stepped on the fence in front of the deck and raised his arms high. At this time, Going Merry rises into the sky, people are in the clouds. Hearing Logan's yell, everyone was excited. Wahaha! I'm the man who is going to be the Pirate King! I must become the world's #1 swordsman. I want to find the ultimate dream of a chef, the all blue. I want to be a brave sea fighter. I want to draw a nautical chart of the whole world. Everyone shouted out their dreams one by one with enthusiasm. Then, they looked at Logan in unison. Logan, what about you? Logan originally just wanted to make it to the finale. But now, it seems that there is no need to fight. But if there is any dream, it is too far-fetched. To overthrow the world government? Collect all the beauties? Sorry. Logan really didn't think that far. But at this moment, Logan suddenly has a very strong desire. He looked into the distance, and said boldly, I want to draw our adventure into a manga. It will last forever. Great! The crowd cheered. Come on! Going Merry rides the wind and waves, and rushes down the great direction along the second half of the canal. Hey, hello! What's that sound? Did you hear any strange noises? Suddenly Zoro asked very cautiously. Never mind him. Go! Luffy was still excited, left fist forward, making a superhuman movement. Nami explained it carefully. Maybe it's the sound of the wind, because there are many special terrains here that make the sound of the wind very strange. Some even sound like a child crying. Oh! What is that? Usopp is on the watchtower, standing high can see far. Sanji did not know when he came here, he also shouted. Beautiful Nami-chan, there is a tall mountain ahead. Mountain? Nami was surprised and said, Impossible, after passing Reverse Mountain, there should be an endless sea. At this time, Going Merry broke through the clouds and mist, and the sight ahead was unobstructed. Ah! That's not a mountain! It's a whale! Everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates suddenly exclaimed. What to do? Hit? Usopp was extremely anxious. If it hits it, it's no different from hitting a mountain. Sanji was furious. Idiot, we hit it like a mayfly shaking a big tree, how do we fight? But if you go on like this, you will collide. You can go around from the left, and pull the rudder to the left quickly. Zoro was also sweating profusely and shouted anxiously. I suddenly thought of a good idea. At this time, Luffy's eyes lit up, and he ran directly to the cabin. Luffy, what are you doing? Seeing Luffy rushing to the cabin, everyone had a bad feeling. What else can I do? He must have gone to fire the cannon. Logan revealed Luffy's intentions. What? Zoro, Sanji and Usopp opened their mouths so wide that their jaws were hanging on the floor. To fire a cannon at a time like this, aren't you out of your mind? In front of such a huge whale, even if our main gun is in front of it, it is just like a small sausage. People don't even feel it. Go and stop him! Sanji immediately jumped down and was about to chase Luffy. But he didn't take 2 steps before he was pulled by Logan's outstretched arm. Don't worry about him, it's fine, Logan said. Hey! That idiot is going to bombard the whale with a cannon! He's going to piss the whale off! Usopp also rushed down. He felt that Logan might not realize the seriousness of the problem, so he quickly reminded him. Zoro also came over, and he said in cold sweat, That's a whale! Why are you so calm? As soon as he finished speaking, he looked at Nami again. No, why is Nami so calm? Because Logan and I have a perfect plan. While speaking, Nami's hand involuntarily took Logan's arm. Is that so? Usopp's tension eased instantly. If only one person said this, he might not believe it. But both said that it was fine, which is indeed largely reassuring. Since the beautiful Nami-chan said so, even if I were to be killed by a whale, I would die without regret. Sanji clasped his hands together, with red hearts in his eyes. Zoro gave him a disdainful look, and complained, You bastard, why don't you have any eyesight? Didn't see what happened with Nami and Logan? He still looks like he is simping, it is really hopeless. Going merry goes all the way, faster and faster. The gigantic whale is approaching. Closer. Going to crash. Usopp shouted anxiously. At this moment, Going Merry's main gun burst into flames, and a shell blasted out blatantly. Hey! That idiot! Sanji, Usopp, and Zoro shouted urgently. Seeing that the shell and the ship were about to hit the whale, the 3 of them blocked their eyes at the same time, prepared to take a hard hit. However, after a few seconds, Hey! Usopp carefully lowered his shielding arm and looked around. The sea was calm. Ahead is the endless sea. Behind is the towering red line. Huh! Where's the whale? Sanji looked around in confusion. Zoro was also shocked. Yes. Why did it disappear suddenly? Where did that whale go? It's here. Nami stretched out her palm, and saw a miniature whale writhing in her palm. Chapter 77. Fire! In the cabin of Going Merry, Luffy held the main gun controller in his hand, and when he was about to hit Laboon, he pressed hard. It has to be said that Luffy is always smart when it matters. If Going Merry had crashed directly into the whale, it would have ended in a shipwreck. However, the instantaneous recoil force generated by firing the main gun can greatly offset the potential energy of the forward rush, thus keeping Going Merry from crashing to the whale. But the moment the cannonball was fired, Luffy was stunned. Hey! What about the whales? The huge whale just disappeared. The shell that was supposed to hit the whale also directly passed the position of the whale and flew to the distant sea. Boom! The shells fell. What? __. A small ship was blown up, and 2 people fell into the sea. The man wore a crown and a green suit, dressed like a frog prince. The woman has a soaring single ponytail, blue hair, and an evening dress, and she looks very beautiful. The 2 are from Baroque Works, both are codenamed agents, Miss Wednesday and Mr. Nine. Damn! Where did the shells come from? The frog prince popped his head out of the sea, and he was in a daze. He had clearly seen the prey on this trip, but his eyes blurred, as if the prey had disappeared, and then he saw a shell coming straight towards them. Poof! Next to him, Miss Wednesday with blue soaring ponytails also floated up. She wiped the sea water from her face, and she was also dazed. Whale, where's the whale? Looking in the direction of Reverse Mountain, Miss Wednesday asked in horror. The corner of the frog prince's mouth twitched. You asked me, who should I ask? After thinking for a moment, Frog Prince Mr. Nine suddenly showed a look of shock on his face. No! Our plan must have been known. Miss frowned on Wednesday. Impossible? We received the mission directly from the base camp. No, no, no! Think about it carefully. Our goal is to hunt whales. We came from such a distance. We have seen whales a long time ago, but we waited for when we got to the whale, and the whale suddenly disappeared. This is absolutely not normal. The Frog Prince carried a piece of driftwood from the hull and analyzed it carefully. What you said seems to make sense. Miss Wednesday narrowed her eyes and nodded. It seems that someone is deliberately trying to target us. It seems that this operation has to be suspended. After thinking about it, Miss Wednesday made a decision, and then he looked at the position of the whale just now, and immediately saw a huge pirate ship. Remember that pirate ship, go back and report to the boss. That's right. Maybe relying on this information, the ranking of the two of us can go up a little bit. Thinking of this, the Frog Prince also came alive. Afterwards, the two paddled the hull fragments and swam back. Hey, hey, hey! Where's the whale? On the deck of Going Merry, Luffy rushed out from the cabin and asked with a confused face. Isn't there? Zoro pointed to Nami's palm and said. Luffy looked over, only to find a miniature whale in Nami's palm. Ah! Nanny? Luffy's mouth fell open all of a sudden. Nami took her hand back with a whoosh. Hey! This is not edible! The reason why the whale Laboon is so small is because Nami used a little card from Cloud's deck when Going Merry was about to hit the whale Laboon. Whale Laboon instantly became as small as Nami wanted. I don't want to eat it. Luffy scratched his head aggrievedly, then took a puddle of water from the bucket next to him, and poured it on the whale Laboon. In this way, a puddle of water appeared in Nami's palm, and the miniature whale swam in it. At this moment, a door suddenly opened on the body of the whale Laboon, and a ship rushed out from it. Only, the ship is also super mini because of the little cloud card. And it's even smaller than Laboon. F***K. There was an old man on board, and the old man let out a shock as soon as he came out. He looked up at the heads of several giants in the sky, and his whole body was numb. What happened? Why are there so many giants? Wrong. This is not called a giant anymore, this is called a giant among giants. He has also been in contact with giants before, but no matter how big a giant is, it cannot compare to Laboon's. Most giants are about the same size as Laboon. But now what about these young giants, who hold Laboon in just one hand? And I was like a little ant in front of Laboon. Now in the eyes of these giants, whether they can see me is still unknown. As soon as I thought of this, the old man suddenly saw something terrifying. He took a closer look and saw the lighthouse at Twin Cape. No way, how could the lighthouse? Seeing the huge lighthouse, the old Ma was shocked. After carefully observing the surrounding situation, he finally realized the problem. Instead of meeting a giant, he and Laboon were shrunk. He is also a man who has seen the world, and immediately understood that it was the work of devil fruit power. Huh! There's another person here! As a small card user, Nami can naturally sense an old man appearing beside the whale Laboon. Restore him first! Logan also saw the old man, and immediately recognized the old man as the former ship Dr. Crocus on the Pirate King's ship. With a thought, Nami cancelled the small card ability on Crocus. Who? Crocus heaved a sigh of relief as he returned to his normal size. In the state just now, if someone wants to kill him, he only needs to pinch it lightly, and he will explode. Old man, who are you? Why did you come out of the whale's belly? Luffy asked curiously. Crocus pushed his glasses, and said in a deep voice. When asking someone, it's polite to introduce yourself first, isn't it? That's right, I'm sorry. I am. Luffy scratched his head, smiled apologetically, and was about to introduce himself, but was interrupted by Crocus again. My name is Crocus, and I am the guardian of the Twin Cape Lighthouse. I am 71 years old, and my blood type is AB. Crocus reported his family name in a leisurely manner. Luffy's eyes are twitching. You wanted me to introduce myself first, then you go cut me and introduce yourself first. I really want to beat you, you old man. Crocus, this name should be the name of the ship's doctor on the former Pirate King Roger's ship. According to your age, you are also suitable. From this point of view, you are the ship's doctor of Roger Pirate Group. Logan pretended to say it by analysis. His words made Crocus a little surprised. Oh? You look so young, but you have heard of my name? It's so rare. Logan was non-committal. Our captain is going to become the Pirate King. Therefore, I naturally want to inquire about some relevant information about the former Pirate King. Ah, hello? You admit it? Usopp reacted suddenly. He looked at Crocus in shock. You are actually the ship doctor of the Pirate King? Logan smiled. Don't be so surprised, he is not the first person on the Pirate King's ship we have seen. What? Have we seen other people on the Pirate King's ship? This time, even Luffy opened his mouth wide in surprise. Yeah. That's the Renault's buggy. Is it unexpected? Surprised or not? Sure enough, just as Logan expected, the friends were all shocked. No way! That funny guy actually belonged to Roger Pirates? Recalling the appearance of Buggy, Zoro said it was hard to believe. Luffy thought for a while. That red nose? I didn't expect him to have such an identity. Nami frowned slightly. His strength is so weak, is he really on the Pirate King's ship? Hee, that brat. He used to be a trainee crew member on Roger's ship. But his strength is really not that good. I didn't expect to be met by you. While speaking, Crocus seemed to recall the years at that time, and the brown old man couldn't help but sigh. Logan nodded. Yes. Not only did we meet him, but we also exchanged him for a bounty. Puff. Crocus almost choked to death. Ahem. Well, it looks like that kid has done a lot of bad things. With a sigh of relief, Crocus also felt helpless. After Roger's death, the Roger Pirates will naturally disband. Everyone's ideas are different, and the natural ending is also different. Old man! Since you are the ship's doctor, then you can join my crew! At this time, Luffy's crazy will to recruit people into the group is activated. Ah? Forget it. I'm already in my old age, and even if the wind and waves are a little bit stronger, I will struggle. Crocus refused without hesitation. Later, he thought of something and said, If you need a ship's doctor, you may pass a place called Drum Island during the journey ahead. Dr. Skill is very good there, and you can find a ship's doctor there. Old man, even you said that. It seems that Logan is right. There really is Magnetic Drum Island. Usopp was delighted to hear Crocus mention Drum Island. If Magnetic Drum Island exists and medicine is developed, then Kaya's disease will be solved. Also thinking about Kaya is Nami, and Nami said happily, It's great. When we arrive at Drum Island, we can cure Kaya's disease. Magnetic Drum Island. Okay. I've decided, we'll look for a ship doctor partner there. After serious consideration, Luffy raised his hands and made a decision. Then, he looked at everyone. It's not too late, let's go. Wait a moment. Upon hearing this, Crocus quickly stopped them and said, What are you going to do with Laboon? Laboon? What? Luffy tilted his head, and 3 question marks emerged. Crocus pointed to Nami's palm. That's the whale. It wanted to eat us just now, but we will eat it first. As Luffy said, his mouth was drooling greedily. No! Crocus, his complexion changed. Laboon is not going to eat you, but... As he spoke, Crocus slowly told the Straw Hat Pirates about Laboon. Laboon was originally an island whale that lived in West Blue. When it was very young, it became friend with the Rumbar Pirates, and regarded the Rumbar Pirates as its crew, and followed the Rumbar Pirates to Cape Twins. But the Rumbar Pirates couldn't take it into the Grand Line, so they let it wait here. As a result, the Rumbar Pirates are gone forever, but Laboon has waited here for 50 years, still believing that its crewmate will come back to find it. It thinks that its crewmate are on the other side of the red line, and as long as it passes by, it can pick up its crewmates. So it often bumps its head against the mountain, trying to break a path. So that's how it is. Story is so touching. Nami's eyes sparkled. Sanji sat on the ground, smoking a cigarette, and angrily scolded in a world-weary tone. Those people threw it away. It's disgusting. They couldn't even keep their promises for their own lives. Usopp is also full of grief and anger. They threw this whale away? It still believes them. It has been waiting here for 50 years. Damn it! Who? Nami took a deep breath to keep herself from crying out. She looked at Crocus. Since you know those people can't come back, why don't you tell it? Can it understand human language? Crocus shook his head. I told it without any concealment, but it didn't listen. It firmly believes that its companions will come to it. Its belief is right. At this time, Logan suddenly spoke. What? Crocus looked puzzled. How is that possible? Sanji retorted immediately. Usopp also firmly did not believe it. Hey! They have been away for 50 years, why do you still believe it? Yeah, it's been so long. Zoro also nodded. Logan did not respond to such questioning, but looked at everyone and asked calmly. If one day we need to separate for some reason, I said that I will definitely come back to find. Do you believe it? I believe. Nami made a statement immediately. Zoro said in a deep voice. We are partners, of course we trust you unconditionally. It's your word, I'll definitely believe it. Sanji also said. Usopp also nodded. The partner's words are worthy of trust. Trust 100%. Yay! After Luffy finished speaking, he even compared a secondary school student. Yes, that's it. Logan was very moved, and then he looked at Nami's hand that was gently holding Nami, poured Laboon into his palm, stroked it gently, and said with a smile. Rum are pirates, they are also Laboon's partners. Chapter 78. They are Laboon's crewmates. When Logan shouted these words, everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates was shocked. Yes. I can trust my crew, why can't Laboon trust its crew? I am sure that I am worthy of my crew's trust, but why should I deny other people's crew? Everyone's face is obviously ashamed. Needless to say, my friends, the crew who can keep Laboon here for 50 years and still believe in it, they will never break their promises to Laboon. Logan looked serious. This is his speech from the bottom of his heart. He looked at the crews of the Straw Hat Pirates and continued. Guys, I have an idea. Take Laboon. Before Logan could fully express his thoughts, Luffy directly raised his hands and shouted. Good guy. You are indeed the captain. Logan looked at Luffy and nodded solemnly. Well said, Luffy. That's what I think. Since Laboon wants to go find the crew into the Grand Line, and we happen to be going to the Grand Line, then we will take Laboon and find his crew. Take Laboon with you. Nami's eyes lit up, and he said excitedly. Great! Laboon's dream is to reunite with his friends. If he can also go to the Grand Line, it will be one step closer to his dream. That's right. We have our dreams, and Laboon has its dreams too. There are already so many dreams on this ship, and there is no problem with having one more dream. Take Laboon. Under the leadership of Logan and Luffy, the crews of the Straw Hat Pirates were resonated and determined to bring Laboon. Hey. I don't mean to discourage you. But, it's been 50 years, those guys. At this time, Crocus came to pour cold water. He didn't say all the words, but the rest of the words are self-evident. How long can a person live? 50 years have passed, and with the original age of those people, the answer can be guessed without even thinking about it. What you said is not unreasonable. But, even if it is really what you think, those people will definitely leave traces on the Grand Line. Maybe they can be found, Logan said while looking at the Laboon in his hand. Laboon can understand people's words, and at this moment, he is shaking happily, as if expressing his willingness to Logan. Looks like Laboon really wants to go. Crocus also noticed Laboon's actions and felt slightly emotional. He rubbed the corners of his eyes, as if the warmth passed by again. It's great to have you group of young people carrying Laboon's dream forward together. Maybe it's really better than me giving it a tranquilizer here every day. For so many years, in order not to let Laboon hit the mountain to torture himself, almost all of his hard-earned savings were used to buy tranquilizers. Now, if Laboon can follow this group of people to the Grand Line, then Laboon will be free. Isn't he, Crocus, relieved? Good. 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 I hope you can find the traces of the Rumbar pirates and realize Laboon's dream. Even if you don't find it, at least, Laboon will work hard for his own dream. Having said that, Crocus bowed deeply to everyone. Thank you. Old man, I also want to thank you for taking care of Laboon for so many years. With that said, Logan handed a money bag to Crocus's hands. All the money you spent on Laboon over the years, let us repay you. You are underestimating me. Opening the corner of the purse and seeing Belly inside, Crocus suddenly showed dissatisfaction. Logan laughed. Ha ha! Don't dare to underestimate it. We treat you to a drink. That's about the same. Crocus stopped being hypocritical and accepted it decisively. After all, he is really cash-strapped now. Then, bye, old man. While speaking, Logan used the ability of the small card to change Crocus's ship back. His claw cards are of the same origin as Nami's claw cards, so Nami's abilities are common to his. Good! I wish you all the best of luck! Crocus jumped aboard his ship and waved to the crowd on the deck of Going Merry. Suddenly he remembered something, so he shouted, Hey! Young people, my old man has introduced himself, but you haven't introduced your name yet. Say it. I'm Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy. I'm the man who's going to be the Pirate King. Crocus almost spewed out. What the hell? This boy. Logan followed closely. Me. Logan. The mangaka on the future Pirate King ship. Crocus rolled his eyes. This is to believe that the captain of the ship will definitely be able to become the Pirate King? Sure enough, newborn calves are not afraid of tigers. Even at the beginning, we never thought that Roger could become the Pirate King. Nami! The navigator on the future Pirate King ship. Zoro! The great swordsman on the future Pirate King ship. Me! Sanji! The chef of the future Pirate King ship. Me! Usopp! The sniper on the future Pirate King ship. I don't know if it's intentional or not. Anyway, the other crews followed Logan's template to introduce. Good! 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 Then the future Pirate King team, I wish you good luck. Crocus looked at Going Merry, who was gradually moving away from Twin Cape, and saw off with a smile. Look like I'm free now. What he said seemed to be relief, but his tone was full of a sense of loss. Lie in the sun by the lighthouse at Twin Cape. Not long after, a messenger seagull flew over. A newspaper. With Belly given by Logan, Crocus is now rich again. Open the newspaper, and the headline on the front page is about East Blue. Bounty. Monkey D. Luffy. From East Blue. Belonged to the Straw Hat Pirates, and holds the position of captain. Powerful, the reward of 100 million belly. I edit it because of Luffy hockey prouses he should have more bounty reward. Logan. From East Blue. Affiliated to the Straw Hat Pirates, the position is the deputy captain, and a mangaka. With powerful strength and superb IQ, the reward is 90 million belly. Same reason hockey. Nami. From East Blue. Belongs to the Straw Hat Pirates, and is a navigator. Strong, suspected Logia Thunderfruit user, the first reward of 60 million belly is offered. I think because they think Nami got Thunderfruit, in the original author make Nami bounty higher than, I change it since I don't think it's appropriate for Luffy to have less than Zoro and Nami, and also the hockey. Hiss. Surprised, Crocus quickly sat up, straightened his glasses, and looked again carefully. That's right. This name, they are right. After reconfirming that it is the Straw Hat Pirates, Crocus took a deep breath from the bottom of his heart. At first glance, these rewards do not seem to be much for him. After all, he has been to Raftel, and in his eyes, big pirates with over 100 million can be seen everywhere like wildflowers on the roadside. But the problem is, this is East Blue. A sea of the weakest that even offers a reward of more than 30 million belong to the rarest ones. A group of teams with such a high reward appeared unexpectedly. How can this not shock Crocus? You know, Roger's first time is usually only 30 million belly. Even for monsters like Charlotte Linlin, the first reward was only 60 million belly. Kaido was 19 years old when he offered a reward for the first time, which was 70 million belly. The combined first rewards of these three people are not as much as the combined first rewards of the three members of the little pirate group from East Blue. Outrageous. The guy who came out of East Blue and offered a reward of 30 million belly for the first time has already become Pirate King, so these guys. Roger, it seems that what you expected is happening. East Blue is such an amazing place. Chapter 79. Going Merry sailed away from Twin Cape. Nami made a basin on the ship, put sea water in it, and this is the temporary residence of Laboon. On the next island, Nami is going to buy an exquisite fish tank for Laboon. Of course, during normal sailing, you don't have to go through such troubles, just let Laboon swim in the sea. Wow! The monstrous waves set off, and Laboon's big head emerged from the sea water. Hey! Come back soon, Laboon! There's going to be a storm. On deck, Nami waves to Laboon. It immediately swam to the side of Going Merry. With a light wave of Nami's small magic wand, the small card ability is activated. Nami put Laboon in the basin and kicked back to the cabin. It's bad! Nami, big sister, come out and have a look, the ship's course seems to be wrong. Standing on the watchtower, Usopp felt more and more that something was wrong. Nami settled Laboon and came to the watchtower. What's the matter? It was fine a minute ago, why did the course turn back all of a sudden? Just came up, Nami's complexion is not good. She immediately took out the compass, and then her face became even worse. The compass is totally out of order. Not good. Tell everyone to come and discuss. Seeing the compass needle in his hand spinning rapidly, Nami realized that there was a big problem. This situation is clearly beyond her nautical knowledge. Soon, everyone from the Straw Hat Pirates came to the meeting room. Well, the situation is like this now. Nami clarified the situation and put the confusing compass in the middle of the table. It seems that the situation is really not good. Although Zoro doesn't know how to sail, but just looking at the rapidly rotating pointer, he understands that things are not easy. Does the pointer point at random? In this case, wouldn't our adventure be more exciting? Luffy showed a big smile, very excited. Doing? Nami punched Luffy into a daze. She was furious. Stupid! We are not going to take risks. Nami-chan is right, you idiot! Sanji also took the opportunity to go up to mend his feet. So, no one knows what's going on now. Looking at everyone's situation, Usopp suddenly collapsed. His face was full of sadness. It's over, we're over. Logan also frowned. He frowned not because he knew what the situation was, but because he ignored this matter and forget about it. Boom, boom, boom. Logan knocked on the table, and everyone looked over immediately. I have read some information about the Grand Line before, if I remember correctly. Here, because the magnetic field of each island is very weird, the compass cannot be used here at all. Logan said. What? It is said that Nami, who is a navigator, is the first to understand the serious consequences of this kind of thing. Then, she wondered again. But how do those ships that enter the Grand Line move forward? Logan replied. It relies on something called a log pose to replace the roll of the compass. Then this is not good, we don't have that kind of thing in our hands. Hearing this, Nami also showed a look of despair on his face. After all, in the middle of the sea, the little pirate ship is really helpless. Logan explained. At least you have to reach the first island of the Grand Line before you can buy things like log pose. In fact, Crocus has it, but Logan didn't think of asking it at the time. Otherwise, Crocus would have been willing to give his log pose to the Straw Hat Pirates. It's over! Then it's really over! Usopp put his head in his hands and leaned it against the window, looking like he was in dire straits. But the next moment, he was slightly taken aback, and looked into the sea through the window. Huh! Why is there someone in the sea? Is there someone in the sea? How could it be possible? It's dangerous to stay on the deck in this horrible weather, let alone in the sea. Ah! There is really someone. Sanji didn't believe it at first, but when he walked to the side, he exclaimed, There is a beauty. What? There are people in the sea who don't say anything, but there are also beautiful women? This bastard doesn't dare to brag like that, does he? Logan walked over, just took a look, and his eyes lit up immediately. The log pose is here. Coming to the deck, Logan stretched out his hands and reached into the sea. Wow! A man and a woman were dragged up. Surprisingly, it was Mr. 9 and Miss Wednesday who escaped before. Thanks, Sa. Mr. 9 was about to say thank you, but suddenly saw the pirate flag of the Straw Hat Pirates, and his expression changed drastically. Isn't this the group of pirates who specifically targeted us? Miss Wednesday on the side is also shivering. They don't know if it's because of the cold or because she is still scared. Why are you two reacting like this? It seems that they are seeing ghosts. Say, what are you two doing? Nami approaches the two, and Holmes Nami gets on the line. No, we're just scared because we almost drowned. Miss Wednesday reacted relatively quickly, and quickly explained. Yeah. We just wanted to go fishing, but we encountered a big storm and the ship capsized. Fortunately, we met you. Mr. 9 said superfluously. You're fooling no one. The corner of Nami's mouth twitched slightly. She didn't believe it at all. She pointed to the sea with her finger. You two are fishing in this horrible weather? Really? You see, this plank is a piece of our ship. Mr. 9 raised the board in his hand and explained. Huh! It's true! Luffy looked at the fragments of ship and nodded. Boom! Nami went up and punched. Hey! You are too easy to deceive! Okay, let me tell you. Logan pulled Nami back, and then said, No matter what your reasons are, since I saved you, I will send you to a safe place. Where are you going? Hearing this, Miss Wednesday and Mr. 9 looked at each other. Then Miss said on Wednesday, Let's go to the nearest town from here, Whiskey Peak. Whiskey Peak? Sounds like a very interesting place. As soon as he heard the name, Luffy became excited. Miss Wednesday continued, That's right, it is the first island from the entrance of the Grand Line, so the people there respect pirate very much. And any pirates who come from all over the world can enter there. They will prepare a wealth of food for them for free. Yes. Everyone there is very nice, and everyone loves pirates so much. Mr. 9 also explained. Hey, I'm not lying. Everyone really loves pirates. Especially the bounties offered by pirates. Wow! That is amazing! Luffy was so excited that he couldn't control himself. He held up his hands. I've decided, we'll go their next stop. Hey. Don't think about it. We can't go there by ourselves now. Zoro very appropriately poured cold water on Luffy. Luffy suddenly froze. Huh. Right. We have lost our course now, and the compass has also failed. Compass? Hearing this, Miss Wednesday showed a surprised expression, and then suddenly realized. Is this your first time in the Grand Line? Yeah. It is. Logan nodded. That's no wonder. On the Grand Line, the compass is useless. No matter how experienced a navigator is, if he doesn't log pose, he will be blind. Here, the only thing that can be trusted is the log pose. As she spoke, Miss Wednesday took out a crystal ball-like object from her arms. Here, this is it. Whizzing. Both arms extended at the same time. Oh, I didn't get it. Luffy scratched his head a little disappointed. Got it. Logan breathed a sigh of relief, and he rolled his eyes at Luffy. Fortunately, I reacted quickly, otherwise our only hope might be ruined by Luffy's clumsy hands. Logan clearly remembers that in the original plot, the first log pose obtained by the Straw Hat Pirates was destroyed by Luffy and Sanji's nonsense. If it weren't for Crocus providing a log pose, then the manga of One Piece should end with the failure of the adventure of the Straw Hat Pirates. Ah, that's my log pose. Only then did Miss Wednesday realize that his log pose had been snatched away. Logan nodded, showing a thankful smile. Oh, you actually gave me such a valuable thing as soon as we met, thank you so much. Nanny? Miss Wednesday was stunned, she bared her teeth and said, Who said I would give it to you? Keep your voice down. Logan saved you, what happened to you giving us a log pose? She stepped forward and grabbed Miss Wednesday's collar, and said angrily in a more fierce tone than Miss Wednesday. If you don't want to give it away, we won't force it. We return the log pose to you now, and leave you intact back into the sea. No, please. Then let's do this. I'll return the log pose to you first, and after you drown, we'll go get the log pose. It also saves food for 2 people, it's perfect. As he said that, Logan took the log pose and put it on Miss Wednesday. Miss Wednesday look everyone like they are stupid. Is there still such a flamboyant plan? The people on this ship are all devils. She quickly pushed Logan's hand and shouted. Don't! I don't want me anymore. Yes, yes. This is a gift from us, please accept it. Mr. Nine followed suit and kowtowed to Logan directly on the ground. Although the log pose is very important to them, but obviously, life is more important. Hey! Since you are so polite, we will not be disrespectful. Shrugging his shoulders, Logan handed the log pose to Nami. Keep it safe, and don't let Luffy touch it. Do not worry! Nami will remember. The log pose is put away. With the log pose, although the voyage in the next few days was not smooth, it was generally safe and sound. A few days later, Going Merry approached Whiskey Peak. Logan's system mail has increased by 6. Your manga fan Roronoa Zoro has improved his world strength in the manga Zaraki Kenpachi biography. Observation Haki has been promoted to the primary level. You get its observation Haki functions simultaneously force. You get points +1. Your manga fan Nami has conquered the suite in the world of the manga card captor Sakura. You get the suite card ability at the same time. You get points +1. Your manga fan Nami conquered the shield card in the world of the manga card captor Sakura. You gained shield ability simultaneously. You get points +1. Your manga fan Usopp has improved his world strength in the manga Bleach, Otsunomiya, and developed the Shurikai of Zanpaku's slingshot. You simultaneously gain the ability of Zanpaku's slingshot Shurikai. You get points +3. Your fan Sanji cultivated the second gate of 8 inner gates in the world of the manga Might Guide biography, and successfully opened the second gate. You simultaneously gain the second gate ability. You earn points +2. Your fan Kobe has improved his world power in the manga Demon Slayer, Zenitsu, and has learned the Breath of Thunder, the Shape of One, the Flash of Thunder, and 6 consecutive. You simultaneously get its learn ability. You get points +1. Nami is as good as ever. Others are still doing it step by step. It was Usopp's Shurikai that interested Logan. He stood on the deck, communicated with his soul, and a sealed state slingshot in the form of a slingshot appeared in his hand. Chasing freedom, God-killing star! Logan felt a little embarrassed when he yelled such Shurikai. Fortunately, no one was around, so he took advantage of it to see what Usopp's gadgets were. He saw that the original slingshot suddenly became bigger. It becomes the shape of a bow, about 1.2 meters in length, just right to hold, very handy. God-killing star. This name is very suitable for Usopp. It is Zanpakuto after all, and if it can connect with your soul, it must also be affected by Usopp. Logan looked at the whiskey peak in the distance. Seems like his vision has become clearer. He subconsciously released the god-killing star, and then looked into the distance. Vision is back to normal. Afterwards, the god-killing star reappeared in the hand. Sight became clear again. Although we are now close to Whiskey Peak, there is a saying that when you see the mountain, you run into a shipwreck. It looks close, but it's actually far away. But Logan is holding the god-killing star in his hand at this time, but he can clearly see everything on the Whiskey Peak that are shaped like prickly pears. The thorns on the surface of the prickly pear are like crossed tombstones one by one. It's interesting. Logan opened the bow, and suddenly felt a wave of power from the soul trembling in his hands. Because this Zanpakuto god-killing star has just been developed by Usopp as Shirkai, so it doesn't have any moves yet. Logan is aiming at the top of the Whiskey Mountain in the distance, full. Then let go. Whoosh! A spirit beam full of Ryatsu is like a laser beam, instantly across the sea and sky. Like a long rainbow penetrating the sun, it penetrates into the top of Whiskey Hill in an instant. Boom! Numerous tombstones were blown over. Chapter 80. Whoops! Seeing that people's graves were blown up, Logan shrank his neck. I'm sorry, I didn't know that this thing could shoot so far. Slip away. In the afternoon, Going Merry docked at the port of Whiskey Peak. Wow! What a big prickly cactus! Dash! Luffy is riding on the sheep's head. His eyes are full of novelty. It's an island! It's an island! Usopp corrected. Sanji was in high spirits. This is Whiskey Peak, it looks pretty good. At this moment, Miss Wednesday and Mr. Nine jumped onto the fence on the deck at the same time. Since we're here, let's take our leave. Thanks for taking us back, darlings. See you soon. The two put on a thank you pose, and then jumped into the sea with a whoosh. They just left like this. Luffy watched the two of them swimming forward in the sea, and sweat broke out on his forehead. They're already docking, so what? Sanji pointed forward. Look, there is a river ahead. It seems that you can go inland by ship. Hey. Is this okay? What if there are monsters in it? As a coward, Usopp obviously doesn't agree with Sanji's idea. Sanji thought for a while, holding a cigarette between his fingers. The scenario you mentioned is possible, and the possibility is quite high. Because this is the Grand Line. Never mind him. It's fine, just run away when the time comes. Luffy was very happy and said with a smile. Listening to their words, Logan was speechless. Come on, you guys, it seems that you haven't realized how powerful you are. But after thinking about it for a while, Logan can also understand everyone. After all, he is a transmigrator, he knows everything, of course he doesn't worry about it. And for the other crews of the Straw Hat Pirates, every time they dock, what they face is a brand new unknown. What's the scariest? The unknown is the scariest thing. At this time, Nami raised the log pose on his wrist and said, Don't forget, we have to stay on this island for a while. Why? Luffy and Usopp showed question marks all over their faces at the same time. Nami clasped her hands in front of her body and explained calmly. On the way here, that woman has already explained to me the usage of log pose in detail. If the log pose is not allowed to record the magnetic field of this island, we will not be able to enter the next islands. And the time required for each island is different, some need a few hours, others need a few days. Usopp's eyes widened. That is to say, even if there are monsters in this island, we have to stay for several days before we can escape? Nami shrugged, then nodded. Yes. Ahahaha. This kind of thing will be discussed later. Let's go in quickly. Luffy was happy, he just wanted to see the island quickly. I think I may have a disease that prevents me from going to the island. Usopp still wants to resist. It's just that, except for him, no one else has any objections to land. Soon, the inland river of the Golden Beauty entered Whiskey Peak. It's a pirate. Welcome to our town. Welcome to the Great Line. Long live the warriors of the sea. Seeing that the Golden Mary was about to dock, many people actually came to the shore, cheering loudly for everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates. After getting off the ship, a man with wavy hair, holding a saxophone, welcomed everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates. Welcome, my name is Igarapoy. Perhaps you are surprised by our attitude. But Whiskey Peak is a place where winemaking and music are very developed, and hospitality is our tradition. The wine we are proud of is as inexhaustible as the sea water. Tonight, I will use your adventure stories as food for fun. Please allow us to clean up the dust for you. I don't know if you will appreciate our effort? Wow, haha. The people here are amazing. Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp hugged and cheered together. As for Logan, Nami and Zoro, they stood aside, looking at the three idiots in front of them, and they were cautious. Soon, as the evening approached, the welcome banquet began. Kumpai. To the warriors of the sea. Wow. Master Usopp has drank 10 consecutive shots. That's too strong. I'm willing to bow down and challenge someone else. The food in the banquet is very rich, and the wine is inexhaustible, as Igarapoy said. With the drink after glass of wine, everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates also became drunk. But Nami and Logan are still very sober. It's amazing! Already 39 shot in a row! Brother Logan is really good at drinking. Here, Nami big sister is not far behind, and has won 35 consecutive shot. Everyone else was basically drunk, and everyone started besieging Logan and Nami. Don't come one by one, come together. For every 10 glasses Nami and I drink, you both drink 1 cup at the same time. How about it? Facing these people who intentionally drink alcohol, Logan feels bored. Before he came, he knew that the purpose of these people was to get them drunk and then exchange them for rewards. According to the original idea, Logan planned to do it when he came here, knocking over a few, and teaching them how to behave. But on the way here, Nami tamed the sweet in the world of Cardcaptor Sakura, which made things interesting. The so-called the sweet card is a clout card that has the magic power to turn things into sweets. But at this time, facing everyone's crazy drinking, Logan secretly used the Gone card, turning the alcohol into air cotton candy. Drinking a large glass of wine is actually equivalent to taking a sip of cotton candy. The so-called air cotton candy is the kind sold by street vendors, and a very large volume of air cotton candy can burst out with just a little bit of lying down. After drinking more than 200 glasses of wine, it is probably equivalent to eating a few sweets. It's the same situation on Nami's side. Before getting off the ship, Logan told Nami that she might encounter alcohol abuse, and told her to use this method. So Logan and Nami drink 1,000 cups and still not drunk. Grunt. 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 As the cups of wine were drunk, the people around Logan and Nami gradually became exhausted. Logan and Nami looked at each other, but they couldn't hold on anymore, and fell asleep on the table. Okay. Everyone is having a great time tonight. I wish you all have a good dream. Hospitable people began to move out. When they came outside, the enthusiastic smiles on their faces disappeared. In the open space outside, Igarapoy, M.9 and Miss Wednesday are all standing here. What a group of guys who can eat and drink. I used bubble barley tea to fight with them, and I was drunk to death. The door of the banquet hall opened, and a person dressed as a nun came out. She threw off the nun's clothes, revealing her strong muscles. Obviously, her identity is not a nun. She walked towards the 3 people on the opposite side, and said annoyedly, "We are short of food, and we have to spend so much to entertain them. If the bounty is not high, we will be at a loss." Damn. I'm afraid that you will be shocked. The corner of Igarapoy's mouth twitched. Just now, while the Straw Hat Pirates were eating, he carefully flipped through the recent bounty newspaper. I didn't expect to turn it over soon. Ms. Monday said disdainfully. Shock? Hey, what are you kidding? Just by the appearance of that group of people, you can tell they are a group of idiot rookies. Really? Look at this. Igarappoi took out a newspaper offering a reward and spread it out. What? When the other three saw the bounty clearly, they all opened their mouths wide and their eyeballs popped out of their sockets. 100 million belly! He, they, the stupid captain, unexpectedly, they are the big pirate group with a reward of 100 million belly. My God! What kind of horrible guy are we attracting? Ms. Wednesday, Mr. Nine and MS Monday are still calm at this time. They are just three frightened fawns. We need to be strong, there is no way back. Igarappoi wiped his face and said with difficulty. Ms. Wednesday carefully opened the second bounty. But as soon as the page fell, she withdrew her palm abruptly. Hey! What's going on? Seeing this, Mr. Nine quickly turned over the falling paper industry. Bounty, Logan, who belonged to the Straw Hat Pirates, offers a reward of 90 million belly. The hearts of the three of them were about to burst out. A 90 million belly? Another guy with 90 million belly! This pirate group is too scary. The one who is currently in Alabasta, one of the 7 warlords of the sea, Crocodile, before he joined Shichibukai, his most common value was only 81 million belly. No, this is terrible. What should we do now? Ms. Monday, realizing the seriousness of the problem, looked at Mr. Igarappoi tensely. Scary? This is scary. With a wry smile on his face, Igarappoi turned over the second bounty, revealing the third bounty. Hiss! In the calm open space, only the sound of sucking air can be heard at this time. The three of MS Wednesday, MS Monday and Mr. Nine are completely numb at this time. What did we see? The big pirate with a reward of 60 million belly. Oh my God! What is this concept? It's over! We may have provoked a terrifying existence this time. Although MS Monday is tall and big, she also has brains and knows what it means to offer a reward to a pirate of this level. What should we do? They're drunk now, why don't we keep doing it? Mr. Nine's face was full of nervousness, and his eyes frightened towards the banquet hall from time to time. These people were brought over by him and Ms. Wednesday. He was afraid that once the other party found out that they set up the trap, the other party would kill them. This kind of bounty-offering pirate, which one is not the one who kills without batting an eye? I think, before they sober up, let's give them a few injections of strong tranquilizers. As long as they get the shot, no matter how strong they are, we can take them out. Then we hurriedly notify Marine to come with the bounty. We don't care about the rest. Ms. Wednesday pursed her red lips and suggested. After all, she has a special status and safety is the main priority in everything. She doesn't want to lose her life in such a thing. In that case, the huge responsibility she was carrying would be over. How makes sense? After listening to MS Wednesday's suggestion, MS Modi took a deep breath and forcibly adjusted her mood. These people, on the surface, are actually bounty hunters. In this small town closest to the entrance of the Grand Line, it is dedicated to deceiving newcomers who have just entered the Grand Line. After getting drunk, give these pirates to Marine in exchange for a bounty. Day after day, this is indeed a low-cost, high-return business. Sometimes even encountering one with a high reward is equivalent to winning the lottery. It's just, this time the bounty is too high, it's too scary. Ms. Monday looked towards the open space next to it, where a large number of bounty hunters had gathered, all of them were their subordinates. He ordered, "Hey! Hurry up and find a large amount of tranquilizers, and immediately give several injections to each of the people inside. Hey! I'm sorry. Can you let them sleep peacefully? Everyone sailed all the way here are very tired." At this moment, a voice suddenly came from a high place. Nearly 100 people in the open space looked up at the same time. They saw a strong figure sitting cross-legged on the top of the tall building where the banquet hall is located. Holding the sword high in his right hand, he said in a deep voice, "As a swordsman, you will never be so stupid as to let alcohol control me. I probably understand, this is the lair of bounty hunters, right? You guys are here to take advantage of the dumbass who just entered the Grand Line. You have about 100 bounty hunters here. I'm here for you, Baroque Works. Having said that, Zoro stood up slowly, the figure holding a sword in one hand, under the moonlight, looked like a god of war. When the name, Baroque Works Agency, was mentioned by Zoro, all the bounty hunters below all opened their mouths in horror. What? How do you know the name of our company? The bounty hunters exclaimed. Because, when I was doing this before, your company tried to recruit me, but I rejected it. So I know something about you. Zoro patiently explained. Anyway, after drinking a little, I think I'm sobering up right now. Since you know our secret, I can only kill you. Igarapoi's expression changed, and he said, That's right, there will be another tombstone on the cactus. Ms. Monday rubbed her fists, her face was cold, and she said in a relaxed tone, It's a good thing that those 3 scary bounty guys were all drunk, but this little green-haired guy is awake, so don't worry. Ms. Wednesday nodded. Yeah. If one of those 3 people wakes up, we're probably doomed. Quick battle. Don't alarm those 3 bosses. Mr. Nine also warned cautiously. Looking at the meaning of the people below, the corners of Zoro's mouth slightly raised. Do you want to fight? That's really great. And many more. Dash. Suddenly, Igarapoi yelled loudly. What's wrong? Everyone looked at him suspiciously. Ah. This man. As if remembering something, Igarapoi's expression suddenly changed. He quickly took out the stack of bounties and flipped through them quickly. Hey! What are you looking for? There are only 3 people in the pirate group who have been offered a bounty, so don't worry, Ms. Monday said. But Igarapoi didn't listen to him and continued to flip through. A certain moment. Brush. A bounty order was pulled out from this stack by Igarapoi. In the empty night, the terrified cries became one. That wraps up this part of What If creating the strongest Straw Hat crew by reading manga. Thanks so much for listening. As always, new parts drop every 4 days, so be sure to stay tuned. Quick reminder. The series What If Transmigrated and Taking Over Ichigo's Body is now on hold, since we've caught up with the author. Along with that, the series What If Becoming a Mangaka in One Piece World, 2 parts, will also be going on hold soon, since we've nearly caught up with the author. So now, I need your help picking the next 2 projects for the channel. I'm currently deciding between these 3 fanfics. What if hosting Q&A in One Piece World? What if Transmigrated in Ben 10 World as Ben's cousin? What if Transmigrated in Danmachi World with the system? Please vote in the poll and let me know which stories you'd like to see next. I'll take the top 2 picks and start working on those series next. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released 1 day ahead of YouTube. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and please consider supporting the original author as well. See you in the next one.